don't know what you do to me. Between me and you, I feel a chemistry.
Hey queens, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, we're going to be doing some faux locks. I'm going to be showing you the process from start to finish, so that you guys can learn what I do and how to do this style. It does take about 5 hours to do. So if you guys are interested in doing this hairstyle and want to know how I did it, then keep on watching. So to shampoo his hair, I will be using the African Pride Shea Miracle Moisture Intense Formula line. I really love using this shampoo from African Pride. It is really good for natural hair, and I don't typically use conditioner. If I feel like the client doesn't need it, I do not use conditioner. I only use leave-in conditioner, or I will use a hair mask. If I feel like my client's hair is like really dry, I will use a hair mask. I do not use conditioner anymore. I feel like it's not needed because it doesn't really do much. I basically just use leave-in conditioner. So the brush that I'm using here is the brush from TikTok, and it's called the Unbrush. This brush, let me tell you, this brush is like the best brush ever. Okay, literally when he came in, he was like, oh, my hair is not detangled. And I was like, you don't even gotta worry about that. I got you, okay? I got you. Like, so he was, and then he asked me, he's like, oh, is that the brush from TikTok? I was like, yeah, it's a brush from TikTok. If y'all don't know, this is my friend from cosmetology school. So yeah, he just came to get his locks done. So that's what happened. And now I'm about to just blow out his hair. I'm about to blow dry his hair. Everything that I'm using will be in the description box down below. So if you are curious as to what I'm using in this spray bottle, I'm using another leave-in conditioner. I do rinse out the leave-in conditioner that I did use in the wash bowl. I do rinse that out, and then I also put another leave-in conditioner. But honestly, I feel like the leave-in conditioners are way more moisturizing than the conditioners itself, so that's why I like to leave-in conditioners. And once my client's hair is blown out, it feels so nice and soft. So that's why I like to like double up on the leave-in conditioners. For heat protectant, I use a Fantasia heat protectant in the red bottle, and I love that serum, you guys. That serum is the bomb. Like, it always makes the hair really soft and manageable, and I love it. It's soft, shiny, all of that. So the first step that I do is I always part out the nape area first before tackling the front. Now for the nape area, depending on how big or small my client's nape is, I will section it into 2 or 3 sections and then do the braid down. So the first thing I'm going to do is basically just braid down his hair. If you're liking this video so far, make sure you guys give me a huge thumbs up. Make sure you guys subscribe to my channel to see more videos like this. Okay, so for the braid down, the first thing you're going to do is part out your medium-sized squares. If you don't part out your medium-sized squares first, you're going to end up with uneven parts. So you want to make sure that you part out your medium-sized squares, and then you are going to split that square in half, and then you're going to braid it. The way I do my braid down, I do not put product on the scalp. Now, the only reason why I don't put product during the braid down is because I don't want to waste product. We are going to put product on the braid eventually, but not during the braid down. And I also make sure that I braid the braid really loose. As you guys can see, like, I didn't start the braid at the root. I started the braid loosely, and there's a reason why I do that. So you want to basically like braid the hair loose. You don't want to braid it on the scalp. So you're just gonna repeat the same technique throughout the whole head, you know, just parting your squares off, and then you're gonna split the squares in half and braid them separately. And you're gonna just continue to do that, and then we're gonna get to the next step. Okay, so now that we're done doing the braid down, the next step is to wrap the hair into locks. And what I'm using is Outre Springy Twist in the color 1B. And I'm just going to crochet the hair in, not at the root, but where the braid starts. Now, to measure off the piece that I use for each braid, what I do is split each bundle into 4 sections. So basically each bundle is 2 locks. So you're going to split it into 4 pieces, and then you're going to use those pieces to wrap the hair. This style does take 5 hours, so I'm warning you that this style will take you a little minute to do, only because this style is basically 3 styles in one. So you're doing a braid down, you're wrapping the hair as locks, then you're retwisting the hair as real locks, and then you're actually twisting the hair. So it does take a while, so just keep that in mind. So once you finish doing your locks, you're going to add product to the root, and then you're going to retwist it with your comb. So basically doing a comb retwist. You're going to do that to both locks, and then you're going to basically just twist it as a regular twist, and then you're going to add a rubber band at the bottom. So that's basically the whole process of doing this hairstyle. And you also want to make sure that you check with your client to see that it's the right length that they want. When you are wrapping down and creating the locks, you want to make sure that that is longer than the actual length that your client wants, because once you twist it, it becomes a little shorter. So you want to make sure that when you're wrapping it, when you're doing the wrapping process, that it's longer. And I'm going to show you guys in the video. You want to make sure that it's longer than the actual twist, because the twist is going to basically get shorter. So yeah, you want to make sure you check with your client to make sure that they like the length, and if it's not too long, too short, whatever the case may be. So yeah, you want to make sure you measure it before you twist it. So this is what I meant by the wrapping process. When you're wrapping it, you want to make sure it's longer than the actual length that you want. Now, you basically wrap it down and then wrap it to the length that you need, and then you wrap right back up to get that fullness, that way the lock is not as skinny. The actual length of hair that I use is 24 inches, but because I wrapped down and then wrapped back up, you can customize what length you really want. when you get a longer length. So make sure you also buy a longer length of hair. Make sure you get the 24-inch, not the 8-inch or the 10-inch outre springy twist. Make sure you get the 24-inch, so that way you can customize the length of what your client wants. If I think that way is the best way to do it, instead of getting short hair and then adding hair, and like that takes up way more time. I promise you will be there all day. But yeah, so this technique is basically something that I made up like a few years ago. I didn't see anybody do this technique, so I don't know. I just thought of it and just did it. Like a few years ago, I did it on my boyfriend just to see if it would come out the way I had it in my head, and it came out really great. So that's when I was like, okay, I can make this into a, service. And yeah, so that's what's going on right now, basically. So yeah, the whole idea of this style is to create faux locks that look realistic. It's to make it look like, it's growing from the scalp. That's the reason for us not braiding the braids too tight on the scalp, because you're supposed to retwist that part as if it's a real lock. So yeah, that's exactly how I did this style. You're able to do whatever style you want to do. If you want to do barrel twist, if you want to do like a petal bun, if you're female and you want to do a petal bun, you can do that. And also, once you take out the twist, the locks will become nice and crinkled, like curly. So yeah, you can also do that with this style. Like there's so many things that you can do with this hairstyle, so that's why I love it. As you can see, this hairstyle is great for men who don't feel like doing their hair, who don't want to be bothered with their hair for a while. You still have to take care of your hair. I'm not saying to neglect your hair. Yeah, so this style would be great for vacation and stuff like that. And another thing is that with this style, you can wash your hair over and over. You can actually keep this hair in for a long time if you feel like you want to keep it in. But this is also a temporary lock install. This is not a permanent, but you can make it permanent. You can wash your hair with it, do a retwist, and it will still look fresh. If you guys want to see me do that, I have a video, like it's my very first video on this channel. So after you're done doing your locks, you're gonna get a steamer. I got this steamer from Marshall's. It was like $6. You're gonna get a steamer and steam the locks. Now this is just to help the locks move around better and have more flexibility. The locks are basically stiff when you first do them, so you want to make sure that your locks are nice and flexible. So that's why I use steam. And after I steam it, I put some mousse on it. This mousse is from Edge Booster. You can use any mousse, to be honest. I use mousse, and then I use the olive oil spray. Now I use the olive oil spray instead of using oil on the scalp. I just use the olive oil spray, and I just blow dry it. I blow dry the mousse off of the hair, and then it just looks so good. Like when I do this after I finish the hair. And that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really love the way it came out. My client loved it. My friend, he loved it. Like, he loved it. Okay, and I hope you did too. So make sure you guys subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, y'all.
You don't know what you do to me. Between me and you, I feel like chemistry.